So, you're ready to trade with a prop firm's capital. Awesome. But before you even place a single trade, you have to make one of the most critical decisions of your entire evaluation. It happens right at the beginning, and honestly, it can make or break your entire journey. And here's the choice, a one-step or a two-step challenge. Now, on the surface, that sounds pretty simple, right? But don't let that fool you. This one little decision has massive consequences for your chances of success. I mean, picking the wrong one can end your challenge before it even gets off the ground. All right, so here's how we're going to break this down. First, we'll cover the basic choice itself. Then, we'll look at the big appeal of the one-step, the speed. After that, we'll get into the reality of the risk involved, talk about why breathing room is so important, and finally, we'll give you a super simple way to make the right choice for you. Okay, let's get into it. The whole prop firm deal is pretty straightforward, right? You pay a fee to take a challenge, you prove you can hit their profit targets without breaking their risk rules, and if you pass, boom, you get a funded account and start earning. It's the gateway to trading with some serious capital. And this brings us right to the one-step challenge. You know, its appeal is it's immediate, it's powerful. The promise it makes is wildly attractive, especially if you're just eager to get funded and start trading for real. And here's why it's so tempting. It's just so simple. Hit a 10% profit target one time, and that's it. You're funded. No second phase, no extra hurdles. It is the absolute fast track, and you can totally see why so many traders jump at it. But you know what they say. If it sounds too good to be true, there's probably a catch. And this is where we have to talk about the reality of it all. That speed, well, it comes at a huge price. There's this hidden trade-off that completely changes the game and the amount of risk you're taking on. Okay, now this slide lays out the trade-off perfectly. Look over on the left. That's the two-step, the industry standard. Yeah, it's a bit slower, 2 phases, but look at that number, a 10% max drawdown. That's generous. Now look at the one-step on the right. Faster, for sure, but your max drawdown? It's slashed, sometimes down to just 4%. That difference is everything. And this quote just hits the nail on the head. It gets right to the heart of the problem. With a risk limit that tight, a completely normal string of losses, the kind every single trading strategy has, can literally knock you out of the challenge before your system's edge even has a chance to work. So let's talk about why this breathing room isn't just a nice little perk. It's absolutely essential for your survival as a trader. That difference in the drawdown number is, without a doubt, the most critical factor in this entire decision. And let's be crystal clear on what we mean by maximum drawdown. It's the biggest dip your account takes from its highest point. Think of it as your survival buffer. It's the space your strategy needs to handle the losses that are just a normal part of the game without completely blowing up. I mean, it's just a fundamental truth of trading. There is no strategy on planet Earth that wins 100% of the time. Every single profitable system has losing streaks. And if the challenge rules don't give your system enough space to go through those normal cycles, well, even a winning strategy is pretty much guaranteed to fail. This chart shows it all. It's a risk of ruin curve. Just look at how the probability of blowing your accounts absolutely plummets as your drawdown buffer gets bigger. A trader with just a little more wiggle room is way less likely to fail than one with a super tight limit. That is the power of having a real buffer. You know, this tight drawdown also plays into a really dangerous psychological trap, and we see it happen all the time. A trader starts out with a solid plan, then they have one monster winning day. They get cocky. They think, I can get to the target way faster. So they over-leverage, and then a couple of normal losses, which a 10% drawdown would just shrug off, are suddenly enough to hit that 4% limit. And just like that, the account is blown. So, with all of that in mind, how in the world do you make the right choice? It's not about which challenge is just better, it's about which one is right for your specific trading strategy. So let's build a quick framework to help you figure this out. All right, here's the bottom line. For the vast majority of traders out there, the two-step challenge is just the smarter, safer path. If your strategy needs any kind of breathing room at all to work, and let's be real, most do, that's your choice. You should only even think about a one-step if your strategy has a proven, incredibly tight drawdown profile that you have tested forwards, backwards, and sideways, and you know its risk parameters cold. So ultimately, it really just boils down to this one question. The one-step is a high-stakes sprint on a very thin tightrope. The two-step is a marathon with plenty of room to navigate the road. So before you spend a dime on an evaluation, you have to be really honest with yourself. What kind of race is your strategy actually built to run?